Ronica, you're chasing the story of Governor Christie, who arguably had a huge win through the midterm elections based on the candidates that he campaigned for and supported. But not everybody's happy, and all of a sudden the shots are starting to come his way. What do you got?
Well, it actually started this past summer when Tom Tancredo was a candidate for the Republican primary for governor in Colorado. Now, he eventually did withdraw his candidacy, but before that happened, he accused the Republican Governors Association, which is led by Governor Christie, of funneling money to Tancredo's opponent in the primary into some really harsh attack ads. Now, I asked Governor Christie about this over the summer, and he quickly called the allegations ridiculous. But now Tancredo acknowledges that they've had a rocky relationship, and in large part because of their differing views on immigration. And now that we saw Governor Christie take that victory lap, which we spoke about after the midterm elections, Tancredo is doing everything he can to stop the governor from potentially moving on to a 2016 presidential race. Now, Tancredo created the Stop Christie PAC Political Action Committee, and we actually have Tancredo in studio via Skype in Colorado to tell us a little bit more about what was behind creating this PAC, and do you really think you're going to be able to stop the momentum that is Governor Christie?
Well, first of all, let me correct just one thing on there, and that is I did not withdraw from the race. I lost, and there's a big difference there, and I lost as a result of what Governor Christie did. I was actually ahead until the last couple of days, until these ads were run. And it took us forever, actually, to find out where they were coming from, who was paying for them. And it took us forever because he was laundering the money. He was laundering the money through something called the Republican Attorneys General Association and a couple of other organizations. And it actually took some liberal sort of watchdog group who focuses in on the money that is spent by the RGA to find out where it was. And they were the ones that broke the story. We didn't know how it was happening. So it came from them. And when I read it, you bet I was concerned. And, you know, you're right. I've always been at odds with the governor over a number of issues, certainly immigration.
Is this personal, or is there a bigger agenda here, and is there someone else behind it? Are you playing politics with the maneuverings of the 2016 primary?
Wow, how cool that would be. How brilliant of me. But no, I'm afraid there's absolutely no one else behind it. I think we've raised $200 so far. So I really must admit, I wish there was somebody else behind it with a lot of money that I could go to, but there isn't. And personal, well, it's hard to tell you it's not, considering what he did to me.
Tom, why not just sit back and let Governor Christie self-destruct? We know he has a horrible temper. We saw him curse at a guy and tell him to sit down. Why not let sparks fly?
Sit down and shut up.
I hope you're right. But what I'm worried about is that is perceived by a lot of people as gutsy. And, you know, I'm glad he's telling off the press. And it just shows that he's a guy that has the moxie to go and do battle with the press and the Democrat. That's the way he could spin it. And what I'm more concerned about are his liberal tendencies.
If you could sit with Christie right now, one-on-one, what would you say to him?
Get out. No. Here's what I'd say. You know, you're kind of partial to quarantining. I'd like you to quarantine yourself to New Jersey.
All right. Enjoy the garden. Thanks.